like, all right, this person get promoted, so we finna do this with this person, and I mean, Kenny gonna take that job. I was like, wait, whoa. When was Kenny notified about this? I was like, okay,
Exactly.
well, guess I
Like,
got
can
to do
we
that.
at least talk about this? How you just
Right.
go from
Whatever,
here?
man. It is what it is.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
I said congratulations to Kenny.
No, we here, we here.
We're here, son. My man got the merch though. You ain't see him. I mean, I definitely can't be mad today and get the merch.
Yes, sir.
I mean, we live. In case y'all don't know, all that good stuff. Let me go ahead and tell everybody on Twitter we live. You know what I mean? So I know our peoples. I don't know CL's gang still here, but
Oh, you know.
we're about to find out if we got the same two.
My gang actually popped up at AEW, but I didn't get a chance to run over to see them because, you know, Shorty was sitting on the floor.
And he was Hollywood.
Shorty was on the floor. Good seats and all. Nah, but it was straight though.
So, see, tell me how Chance hate the. I thought I hated the American Top Team segments. Chance didn't even realize everybody who be in the squads. He just realized Paige Van Zant was in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, I told you, I'm ready for that thing to be. I don't know why. I can't.
Is he
remember.
still there?
What's his name? What's his name?
Oh, well, obviously, if you can't remember his name.
Yeah, the guy from American Top Team. The old, what's his name? He's doing the Jim Cornette gimmick. It needs to be done.
Yeah.
I do this we got enough heels. Somebody else could heal the crowd. It don't got to be him. And Scorpio Sky and what's his name? Ethan Page. The whole thing. Wrap it up.
I actually was surprised that Scorpio Sky, like, is he okay? Because he wasn't present at all this week.
I don't know. They're not always upfront with the. They're trying to let people have a little bit more of a private life. So since they got a rotating roster, if somebody get COVID, they don't really tell people because they just don't put them on TV.
Facts. They be like, you know what? We're not WWE here. We'll keep our mouth shut.
Well, I'll give WWE the credit the fact that if it's certain people, you got to say it. But I mean, they had some people they didn't say it for. Like Roman, you got to. But like,
right? Because he was
Apollo Crews had it. I think Apollo Crews had it. They didn't say that shit at all. He said it later on. That's why he came back. But they just didn't have him on TV for 2 weeks.
That's messed up. I would hate to be that wrestler, like, that they don't announce. Like, damn, I'm not even relevant. Y'all can't even at least let people know that this is why I'm not around.
I think it's a case by case type of thing. Because I mean,
we live right now, people. All right, CL's up in here. Glad to have her back. You know what I mean? You see the freckle face? She here.
I can't.
You know what I mean? You already know my man Drip Kenny's here, repping Miami. Don't worry about the Rock. We here. Celsius is what we doing. All right. I'm here. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that goodish, because we're here. Let's get this year popping. I'll let CL take over because she went to AEW show. Unless you want to get out the SmackDown real quick since it's only 2 segments.
Yeah.
I mean, do as you please. You can go ahead and touch on SmackDown for the people that care.
Yeah, don't do that. You know what I mean? Because these people gonna think that I love WWE and I don't anymore. It's over for us. But
I love that you added anymore.
I mean, because y'all know I was hanging in for Roman. So
you damn sure was, Joe.
So we will talk about the Roman segment because I thought it was fire, and then a quick Brock. So I put y'all in the group chat and I said I did not know Brock has good promo skills because Paul was always doing his thing. Brock's promo skills as of late is on fire. I don't know if he's one of them people that basically, like how Seth, when he comes off as a face, it don't really feel right.
Mm-hmm.
But when he's a heel, it's just like, yes, okay. So I don't know if it's because Brock, I guess Brock could do both, but when he's a heel, you're kind of like, whatever, he's a big man, he's supposed to do that pause. But as a face, my man's just funny, like low key, like kind of like Miro. Like you ain't know Miro was funny until he started doing his thing.
Until he got freedom.
Yeah, you was gonna say something, Kenny?
I think the thing with Brock is because we do know that he couldn't promo. It's not like we saw it when his first go around, and that's when WWE wrestlers had a lot more freedom back then. and he really wasn't. It's not like he was terrible. He just wasn't his thing. You know, it felt like because back then he was a little young too, so it's like felt like his voice didn't match his body at the time. There was all type of stuff going on. Then you put him next to Paul, and it's like, okay, I mean, Paul gonna teach you, and it's like he was there with Paul all that time. He around all these other people who got promos because there's no way he didn't pick up anything. But there's no need to get rid of Paul this whole time. I mean, he with Paul. Everyone loved that whole dynamic. So it's like, okay, we're gonna keep that rocking, keep it rocking, and they always stuck with it. There was a reason to go away from it because they gave Paul and Roman's relationship. So then when Brock came back, all right, show us the chops because I'm assuming people backstage knew this. Like, it's not news to them. Like, they all knew what he was capable of. It's just they wasn't showing it to us because. Despite what we would think about WWE and their failings or whatever we think they fall short at, they got stuff in the chamber.
Yeah.
Right.
It's when they gonna present it, do they pull the trigger at the right time, all this other stuff. Because we could talk about we can pick anybody who we think, Alexa Bliss, for example. We could see she got acting skills.
Mm-hmm.
You might not like the whole Lily thing and all that stuff they had going on, but we could see she got. They could have showed that many a time. How many times we have feuds where it was her, Sasha Banks trading the belt back and forth? We could have feuds with other people using her mic skills that we see she got. So I think when it comes to Brock, they knew they were just waiting to unleash it. And I guess, I mean, what better time than now, I guess.
Well, I guess if we're on his WWE page.
Oh, well, you said that Chancey was wrong. I have one other thing to touch on about
well, technically, Kenny took us to a whole different. I wasn't trying to talk about everybody.
But I got one more thing I got to talk about after that. So
I guess
well, my question is now with seeing the day one pay-per-view, whatever that was, right?
Premium live experience.
Okay, there we go. The PLE. Now that we saw that PLE, and now we have apparently they're going to change Elimination Chamber to be WrestleMania Chamber, some crap like that. Do you think that these changes and now this Forbidden Door with WWE is open? Do you see this making things better, like with Mickey coming back for the Royal Rumble?
No.
You don't think so? They pull you back in with this?
I think, if you look at it, there's another way to look at this. So the reason why we have WrestleMania Chamber, whatever the fuck they plan on changing it to, is because Day One used to be what was the road to WrestleMania and all that. Like just like Backlash is it used to be WrestleMania Backlash. So what they did is they took WrestleMania out of two pay-per-view names and added to another one where it makes absolutely no sense. Since we're talking about turning the page and stuff, if we look at how no one wanted to do what Chance said in the group message, no one really wanted Brock to be thrown into that match. And then the way Big E lost the title after not having a great reign, even though he finally got the belt like he should have, and then all that excitement was there, bad run, which we can talk about. Same thing happened in AEW with Adam Page a little bit because a lot.
We'll get there.
But we get there. So I don't want people to just think we hate on WWE. I gotta say, AEW got some mistakes too. But when it comes to this, I don't see we keep talking about how WWE has this, they could do this, they could do that. I don't see them turning the corner. Now we're talking about Bruce Pritchard taking over NXT. There's turnaround is not coming. It's hope is gone. It's the hope that kills you as a sports fan of multiple teams that I had hope for a long time. Kill it. You're just hurting yourself. You gotta let go of hope sometimes. I can still watch WWE. Like I said, I keep telling y'all, I love the Rumble as a gimmick by itself. Not even the whole pay-per-view. I might watch the whole pay-per-view, depending on how they work out. But the Rumble matches, both the women's and the men's, those it's theirs. Like I've talked about it more times with AEW. Every time they've done a battle royale setup, it's just not. They don't have that. I don't know if they don't have that Pat Patterson connection. I don't know what it is, but it's just not clicking the way in the Rumble. You got the pops. They can bring out people you don't care about. I heard someone talking about now that Chance's favorite Corey Graves was cleared. They can have both him and Pat McAfee come off the desk and join the Rumble. I don't think that's the most exciting thing ever, but I better get a pop. Like there's something about the Rumble that pop's always gonna happen. So
of course
they're gonna get the Rumble, we're gonna get the WrestleMania, and then they're gonna drop the ball again. Because I feel like no matter how bad they do, Rumble to WrestleMania is always money. You basically can't fuck it up, and then they go back to regular ways.
Yeah, y'all definitely talked about way more than I wanted to talk about. But to answer CL's question, I mean, that was good insight. But to answer CL's question, I don't even believe the Forbidden Door is the Forbidden Door.
I didn't even touch on that because I don't believe it.
Supposedly, it was supposed to be with New Japan, and then Vince was telling New Japan what they were going to do and how they were going to run it, and how you're going to pretty much abide to what we say if you want to do it. So you saw how that didn't work. I think the same thing with Impact. I don't know what's going on with the Mickey James thing, but it's clear what we said. They've let so many women go that they don't have anybody, which is why they're probably doing the Forbidden Door so that they can have some more.
Your man's in the chat was like, WWE's already done more for Impact than AEW ever did. That's what he said on Facebook. I mean, that's I don't know how he figured that, but I'm sure
I think Manny be trolling.
I think Manny says too much to not believe it. I think Manny believes. At first, I was like, oh, maybe he's just playing devil advocate. But the more I see some of his takes, it's like, bro.
Like, no,
the thing is, me and Manny have had side chats like on text. I don't think he's like a stan. I think from what we've said is we go for what he sees that we go so hard for AEW. Like, I guess he feels like he has to stick up for WWE. I don't think he really believes about that Forbidden Door thing because what did they really do besides announce Mickey James?
Yeah,
like nothing.
I mean, Buddy from Jackass is in the Royal Rumble too. That's not really saying anything.
So I don't believe the Forbidden Door. I think it's full of shit. It's probably just to hype up the Royal Rumble, which even if that's what it's for, it's not really a Forbidden Door because you always have people in the Royal Rumble that Vince didn't give a shit about or was mad about, and all of a sudden
Hurricane was in how many Rumbles?
Exactly. They came, they got the pop, and they were out. If Vince saw they could make some more money because of the pop, he kept them a couple more episodes, and then they were gone. So for Vince, it's money. Like it's always been money. So I don't know what else you asked because I got lost in that whole way. Oh, the Alexa Bliss thing, I think it's cheesy as fuck. I feel like she's trying to play nothing to her what they're giving her. So if she, if she ever sees it or somebody sees it and tells her I don't want to get blocked, like CL gets blocked, but. You know what I'm saying? Like with Xavier and them, shouts out. But
that's why he's not gonna be the Rumble.
Right. It's the curse. But what they're giving her with the gimmick, I feel like they're trying to make her like Harley Quinn. Like it just
y'all don't want to know what my original take was on it.
It just isn't working for me. The fact that Bray's gone and they're still running with this gimmick, like I'm over it. Like it was a clear, even though I didn't like it. I feel like it was a clear chance to put her right back to Alexa Bliss, come back, dominate, because we need some women over there that actually do what they do. And clearly they were like, nah, we're just going to try to get some more money off this. So to me, that's corny. But if y'all like it, that's cool. But I think it's whack. And I think she's better off when she's Alexa Bliss. And she was fire when she first came out.
5 Feet of Fury.
Yep.
Yeah. And then she got better, and then they didn't know what else to do with her.
Yeah, like if Bray was still there, it would be fire, because you could probably see all of it evolve together. But Bray's not there, so let the gimmick go. That's one. Let me circle back to where I said, because I'm pretty sure we don't want to live here, because we got this Brock thing, and then Champ is here. We got Brock thing, and then we got the Roman thing real quick. So Brock had the fire promo against Bobby Lashley. Bobby was showing up, and this is how WWE just. That's what I said. I don't care what y'all say. He don't like black people. This is how they be playing people. Bobby showed my man mad respect, and Brock just comes out with the, "I'm sorry, I don't know you. Like I didn't know you until day one. Like I just met you." So like he totally played him there, and then they have a little exchange with he actually buried him, but they go through the little exchange, whatever, and then. Lashley's like, oh, so after this you could be a comedian because you're pretty funny, and then he does the whole knock, and then Paul's like, okay, cool, a knock joke from Brock in Philadelphia, that's the first. Who's there? And then he says Bobby, and he's like, Bobby who? And he's like, exactly. So like,
but Brock control because he know. For my UFC MMA fans, when Bobby Lashley was signing that Bellator contract, a lot of people wanted Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar. Like
no, obviously he knows who he is, but on TV they basically made it look like he was beneath Brock, like Brock didn't give a shit about him. But I mean, he said, how are you going to be this and that because you're just a Brock wannabe? I mean, all that is weak sauce, is why I want to kind of zip past it. It was just to say that Brock is kind of fire right now in the promo. I'm loving the Viking. I'm loving my man's coming out with the coats with the sheepskin. Shit is fire. He made me want to go hunt and go chop some wood and shit. Like, it's amazing. It's working for me.
So they just. So I do have a question though. So they just stuck, like, kind of like stuck Paul back with him.
I don't know if it's gonna be like a long. Like I don't want to give them credit because they're not good with storytelling. But in a perfect world in my brain, I wonder if it's still like he's not really fucking with him. Like he's really still with Roman. So when they do the big match, like Paul like shows like, yo, I was really fucking with you, and then Brock, goes away for a little bit or whatever. But I don't know. As of now, yeah, he's back with Brock. And then they did the dumb shit that I put in the group chat. The Hurt Business is no more again. And then
What?
and then Bobby
They
played,
broke up again.
but Bobby played the shit out of them because they were all like, "Yo, we here, we ready, we've been ready." And then he just punked them again. He was like, "Yo, I told y'all I don't fuck with y'all. Like, I don't know why you here, but I do my shit by myself. Be out."
That irritates my soul because they were so good.
Y'all know Vince don't like stables, and he's like black people just as much as he like stables. So
He don't like stables. He don't like black
I
people.
knew he was gonna say that.
that's not a good combo.
I was waiting for
Black
that.
stable,
I
better
mean,
call it nation. So
it's
only
just
time
true.
that shit happens.
And what you call it? Yeah, let's just fast forward. Okay, so then the Roman, real quick, Roman and Seth. I think it's fire because it's probably something that we didn't know we wanted, but I know I wanted it because Seth and Roman always have good chemistry. Like they just do. So they've obviously
We're
built this
back
up.
to them.
Yeah, but it's fine. I mean, who else is on the roster? What do you expect?
This is true.
I'm just saying, in the brand split, it mean nothing.
Yeah,
It means
exactly.
nothing. Seth is a raw star, and they're like, oh, can't come with nothing. Give him Seth. All right, in the brand split, y'all clearly is useless.
Exactly. Which is why I think that they're going to unify the titles like I told you I thought they were going to do.
I was
But
gonna ask you if you still thought that.
well, supposedly Brock said let's go title for title. So unless they find a way to act like he didn't say that, he did challenge Roman title for title. So I believe that will be the WrestleMania match.
in the mud.
I believe that's WrestleMania match. But anyway, like I said, so they've been playing Steph and Roman for a while, like because Steph and Roman always been throwing shots here and there at each other. It
Oh
finally,
yeah,
it finally came to a head. Steph is there, Roman's there. I didn't watch the full promo yet, so that's how you can tell I don't watch SmackDown. I might have watched it out of order, but basically I know Seth was basically telling Roman, "I made you. I could destroy you. You wasn't nothing without me. I was holding your hand this whole time with the shield. Like you couldn't do nothing by yourself unless it was for me and the shield. And even now, you couldn't do nothing by yourself because you needed your family to help you." So
Damn.
that happened. I feel like that happened afterwards because Roman came up with the pop and he was just like, "Yo, like," he was like, "What are you doing here?" He was just like, "You're not even a megastar off Raw. Like I wouldn't even have picked you from Raw to come here." And he said, "If we're being honest, if I wanted the main event WrestleMania with a star, I would have chose Becky." So that was fine. He basically said that he ain't even the star in his household. That's Becky. And then after that, it was a wrap. After that, I think it might have been when Seth said what he said. But either
They
way,
gonna make that boy divorce that woman because they just playing on the fact of his emotions. Like he already said that he had a hard time dealing with that. They about to like bring out arguments.
You can't admit what you had a hard time with in WWE. They gonna use that.
You
shit.
can't. You gotta lie.
How many Jeff Hardy drunk storylines we got after this man after he got clean? Now he's not even clean, so that's another problem in and of itself. But the man was trying hard to get clean, and they was like, "Oh, feud about this. Oh, let's do it again." Drunk.
Honestly,
So,
I was expecting to see Jeff Hardy show up at AEW.
I was too. Remember, I told you. I said, "Get ready."
I was waiting for
Carolina.
it, especially because when I looked up and I saw Reby was sitting right there, and I was like, "Is Jeff gonna come out?" But
Right, so
no, he didn't. And I was sad.
So even better. Let's segue. To answer all the questions, is WWE going to get better? No.
Yeah.
It's on its way. It's on its way out. Everybody.
Excuse my neighbor in the background that has a charger and doesn't know how to act. So if y'all can hear that, so sorry.
Every promise that we had in WWE, no, it's done. Mandy's the champ, I think, obviously because of all the pictures she takes. She's obviously stunning. I'm pretty sure, like when you take a promo picture in your bikini with the belt, that's probably why you were the champ.
I
Braun,
mean,
Braun is
I
amazing.
think that's why she changed her hair from being blonde because she wanted to, or excuse me, she didn't change her hair. They changed her hair color because they wanted to say, see, we don't only give opportunity to blondes. Look, we can give opportunities to brunettes.
Oh,
Still Betty.
before we go to AEW, I love Aaliyah, but that burying Naomi like that was horrible to me.
I saw this one because they was burying Aaliyah on dark matches for forever. I was like, when she get on the main roster, either they gonna bury her horribly or she gonna bury the fuck out of somebody, and it's not gonna be good and bad.
I thought she buried Natalia.
I don't know. Did she do that too?
It was Natalia. Yeah, it was 3.1 seconds.
Yeah, she broke the record
fastest pin in history. Yeah,
I saw that. I was like, hey, y'all give it to. Okay, I guess that's your way of making up for everything. Sure,
can't make up for dark matches on TV. That don't make sense.
Like I said, I do love her, and I do hope that she would pop, but no, not like that. But anyway, let's go to AEW. So people are going to think that we love AEW, which we do, because see, I got the jacket. AEW pretty much probably is our choice if we had to pick, and we couldn't watch anything else. But they do have their moments when they do some dumb shit. Like, so I'll start off with that.
Are we gonna go back to the dumb shit, like starting back from like Big Soul / Lil Rush? Or are we just gonna move past that?
I mean, it is a new year. If you want to address that, we can do it after mine. Are they cool people? Maybe. Are they CL's friends? Yes, they are.
You know what?
Do we want them on the show? Yes. Would we like to talk to them? Yes. But I have no idea why, especially when we buried the dumb shit that WWE does. I have no idea why the Acclaim.
I knew that's where you're going.
I knew where he was going already.
With this thing and Darby in the record. When we just saw Hit Row do it, and it was so stupid. But I'll let y'all touch on it, like I said, because I don't know y'all personally, and I would like to chop it up with y'all, so I ain't gonna go too deep. But we are very honest. So honestly, I don't.
That can't speak for him, but I will say there's certain people, like besides MJF might be the only person who in character I would be okay with interviewing. But there's certain, and I feel like those two are the type of people who give an interview in character, and those are not the characters I really think I would want to talk to. I'm saying MJF the only person in. I mean, because certain people like Mox, they're always in character, so okay, that's different. But someone like MJ, like a heel like MJF who refuses to turn it off, okay, that shit's fire. But
first of all, I would never talk to that man in an interview. Huh? That man ain't about to hurt my feelings. He is not about to hurt my feelings.
MJF, the tick where he called Cincinnati mid, that shit is on TikTok and people don't even watch wrestling. They don't even know that's where it's from. But that shit is a sound trending on TikTok. That's how fire he is. He can tell. I've been getting bullied since I was in kindergarten. I ain't for the cry today. It's all right.
I do love MJF though. He you know what? He showed his ass this week. And that suit was fire.
Defend your people first.
Oh, the Acclaim? I mean, you know, that's them. I can't speak for them. Those are the choices that they like to make, and you know, I'm gonna stand by them. I'm gonna stand by them.
All right, let me ask both of y'all a question, like non-biased. Do you think they could wrestle?
I think Bowen's better than Caster, but they both got work to do.
Same.
That's why Caster has. If Caster wasn't on the mic, he'd be cooked. I seen this take a lot. I hate it. So Chance talks about this stuff when we talk about Geeked Out. Shout out, Geeked Out Squad. We talk about like certain things, like they try too hard to be woke, and I feel like sometimes because somebody is a certain thing, like, oh, you're only on here because like Bowens is gay, and people are like, oh, he only getting that shine so they can say they have a gay wrestler on their roster, and I don't think that's true. Same thing with Nyla Rose. People are like, oh, she only getting that spot because of who she is, and I don't think that's true because she damn sure could throw down. We talk about Nyla Rose, but we've seen all the disgusting things people say about her, both in the arena getting kicked out or online. But like Bowens is pretty young. Like he's been in the game a while. Actually, I didn't know that, but both of them are pretty young, so they could keep growing like everybody in AEW. I don't think they're the best, but when you combine the gimmick, they're decent in ring, and I can see the chemistry they have with each other. I mean, give them a shot. I mean, that's a lot. That's the thing. Like if they was only on TV and be like, oh, they're not growing, they keep showing them out. It's not like every time they need. Like I said, when I was talking about Buddy from American Top Team, he not only heel they got so many heels in the company right now that can heat up a crowd, go out there, say some stuff, come back, don't even got to wrestle. That's The Acclaimed is one of those groups. They do it in backstage, all types of stuff. So because they got all that stuff going, if they could continue to grow, because we've seen improvement. No. And we know, I mean, being in the room with Sting and Darby could carry a match now. Darby ain't no slouch, so
that part.
That's the part I was gonna get. First off, Jersey Stunner, what up? Happy New Year. Whatchamacallit? Yeah, so I was gonna say, if you can think they can wrestle, because I don't really watch them. The gimmick doesn't work for me, so I don't watch them. But I was gonna say, like,
you see, I got you with the dark. It's okay.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, like, if their gimmick actually changes, do you think it would benefit them?
Like go babyface or
no, like just like get rid of the rapping shit.
I mean, it was see. Then Bowens would shine because he's a better wrestler. I don't know how well Max Caster would survive without that gimmick.
Caster would have to be almost a Leo Rush in order to survive. You know, he would then have to be someone's mouthpiece.
Yeah, see, because he'll still chat that shit, but he'd have to stop doing it with the rapping. Which I will admit, especially since Chance raps, I know that's probably part of the reason why. Like the way they come out, the way they start, it's like, okay, don't do that same shit every time. Like, because obviously with the stuff they come out with, like they're creative. So why start this? Like why? Like it don't got to start the same every time.
Okay, like look, you know I don't like John Cena like that. Like he's not my goat. Like right. I appreciate everything he did, but when he did the Thugonomics, it worked because he actually had some good bars. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like it just didn't come off the way they come off.
I think part of that is because we had never seen it before, but also because in the beginning, at least, he told that because people always talking about, he never.
You know what it is? I know what it is.
Technically speaking, that was John Cena being heel. He just told that line a little bit. So I think if they told that line, maybe they would change up the script. But
I know what it is. I know what it is. I just figured it out. When I said John Cena, I just figured it out.
What's up?
Is it true to their character or true to who they are? Maybe, because I don't know them. CL knows them. I don't know them.
Like, I don't know these men like that.
So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it who they are? Probably, maybe. I'm just used to WWE stereotyping so many people that I feel like it's just such a big stereotype for to be rappers.
I can see that.
So you're bringing, I get it. So you're bringing which is understandable. You're bringing your WWE bias with the way that they handle gimmicks into AEW, which is completely understandable because we've seen WWE do this with countless amount of wrestlers. You've had Crime Time. You've had, even if you look at what's his name?
Look how good JTG is by himself. Like, well, rest in peace. But you know what I'm saying? Like, without the gimmick. Look how fire he is. You know what I mean? So yes, I am triggered by
I don't blame you on that one. That I can completely understand because it does feel a little. I hate the word, but it does feel a little cringy sometimes when they do come out and they start rapping the way they do because it's like. But then when you actually like listen to them and hear like their punchlines and stuff like that they're saying, it's like, okay, all right, like. New Day kind of did it for a while too. It's no different. It may just be their delivery that's not the best. It may feel like it feels like Sasha Banks. And let me clarify.
No,
let me clarify this.
First show of the new year.
No. What I mean is, okay, I won't use Sasha. I'll use Brandy. It's the same way as Brandy on the mic when she was going off on Jade, right?
That felt weird.
Exactly. So that's how it feels a little bit when the Acclaimed is sitting there and they're coming out and they're rapping. It gives that type of vibe. And I think that's what people might be having an issue with. Specifically, it's not like John Cena. John Cena's didn't feel, maybe to some people it did feel like, oh, why is this white man up there rapping and stuff like that? Like, he's not a thug. So it's people that felt like that. But
to me, it was genuine because I was like, okay, he's from Boston. He reminds me of Marky Mark. Maybe Marky Mark was kind of his influence. So I can see it. Like maybe
but you know why you feel like that, right? Because it was genuine. Like we now know that. We know it now because they told us, how it happened. He was rapping and Stephanie like, oh, you do that shit on stage, you might get fired. So okay, we know all that now. But I think a part of it is, I mean, at that time also Eminem was popping all that other stuff, so we wasn't really worried about Color Down as much. But I think again, we hadn't seen it. So like now you mentioned the JTGs, like all that stuff. We haven't just seen it from Cena. We've seen it from Cena. We've seen it so many other. We know Crown Time, all that. We've seen this type of thing go around. I mean, MVP's gimmick was that a little bit, showing out for the he was like up into Miami a little bit when he first got there. So we've seen it a couple times now. So it's like, is this who you really are? Like you said.
And even though it was fire, we had the Usos battle rapping.
Yeah.
Yo, that will forever be one of the best segments
like
in
your boy
WWE.
Xavier Woods.
Yeah.
Yo, one of the best. That I don't think anybody can ever top.
And then when they came back with the Total Divas.
Yeah, actually, this actually brings up something that I don't know. Chance seeing this shit or you seen it, CL. So, Big Uncle Dave Meltzer said wrestling been sports entertainment for the past 65 years. He said all wrestling is sports
okay. So I saw that, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm just gonna be dumb. I had no idea what that meant.
I honestly didn't know what he was trying to say. It's not just you. You're not dumb. It's really not.
Really, because I got that instantly as soon as you said it.
Because at first when I read the first time, I was like, is he saying WWE is sports entertainment and that's what's been wrestling for the past 65 years, or is he saying wrestling is all Vince just changed? I feel like there's just so many different ways to interpret it, and it was just a tweet. This man has a whole Observer Radio. Why he just tweeted this? He could have, spread it out a little bit more.
I could be wrong, but the way that I interpreted it, the way when you just said it, was that all wrestling has been sports entertainment. Which, if you look at it, technically it has been. It's always been some sort of storytelling and a ring and everything like that. It didn't negate the fact that it was still wrestling. It's just that WWE gave it more of a soap opera feel. But the way that I interpret it is that all wrestling has been considered sports entertainment.
So the TLDR, so basically what you're saying is all wrestling is sports entertainment, but all sports entertainment ain't wrestling. And that's what I took from it at the end. And I was like, well, what you're saying, Dave, is basically nothing. Because, yeah, we already knew that. First of all, WWE been on top of the game for how long? We know that. Second of all, that's the whole point wasn't about because it was
just randomly tweeted this.
Like, no, it was a reply to a tweet. It was a reply to a tweet. Somebody tweeted him about something about saying WWE is only sports entertainment, and he's like, "Oh, sports entertainment been wrestling forever," or blah blah blah. So again, and David caught his slack for supporting AEW the way he does. But I mean, why wouldn't you? Have you seen? Y'all watching AEW? Shit.
It's been great.
I do feel like he's been a mark for them forever though, because ever since New Japan.
Well, yeah, there's some truth to that because again, Kenny got some stars that might not deserve all them stars.
Well, Kenny does deserve a star. That's my best friend, Blacks.
His best friend, man. So Spider-Man.
We went to the movies together.
Yeah, okay.
Not the fact that they went to the movies together. What? You're right. Y'all went to the movies together. That's true. You got the picture to prove it.
Again, I'll tell you, I tell everybody, I love Kenny versus Tanahashi. I love all those matches. They're great. But and again, WWE doesn't have any. Someone can find me a 6-star, a 5 or 4-star WWE match that should be a 6-star. Shit, please put the link in the description. Something, please.
I think I like the Kevin Owens versus John Cena.
I was going to say most NXT UK matches involving Walter or
4 and 5 stars. They deserve 4 and 5 stars.
Oh yeah. If you ain't watched Walter, y'all slipping. Y'all need to go.
Okay. Okay.
Whoa! My, how the tables have changed.
Hey, y'all ain't up on it.
Yo,
he's supposed to be moving to NXT 2.0, but we're not supposed to be talking about.
He don't want to. He's never wanted to live here, but they forcing him because NXT is dead.
I would like,
you gonna get Bruce Richard him? Oh yeah.
I would like cancel my contract.
And you know the funny thing is, I had thought that they already had got rid of William Regal. So when I saw that they officially, I guess, let him go, I was confused. I was like, I thought that they already got rid of him.
I mean, they
did I miss something?
He doesn't have as much place on NXT 2.0 as he's done on regular NXT, so they basically killed him.
Yeah, I feel bad for Triple H. Like you build something from nothing to make it pop in.
Some people say it's karma.
And then just like, oh well, okay. And then just like that.
A lot of years of that politicking, a lot of years of that burying of some racist shit. Some people say it's biting them back in the ass. We always knew who Vince was. this was probably always going to happen.
Yeah, that's true.
Not only that,
They don't
but
like us for too long. Unless you really
wasn't he just gatekeeping and trying to keep was it MLW or Impact?
Oh yeah, we did talk about that briefly, but I think I don't think that was him.
New Japan.
I think that was him doing it on behalf of WWE. I think that was just a WWE thing. It didn't have to be him, but it was always going to happen because Vince has been doing that shit forever.
Like I could be wrong, but I told you I legit think he if he had the reign, I believe he would have been probably maybe one of the first to do the Forbidden Door.
Yeah, he's talked about wanting to do it forever, but
because I feel like
but on his terms, he didn't want MLW in Madison Square Garden, which I'm surprised they even tried that shit. Would they have filled MSG? I don't know. I like MLW, but it ain't
not to fill MSG.
Yeah, but they want an MSG, so it's like
I don't even think right now. Maybe. I mean,
it's not right now. I think this is not. Is this right now? I thought this was like it was like coming out now. It's old. If it's right now, then they dumb tripping because
I don't think.
I thought it was like when they had MJF type thing. If it's back then, there was a little bit more popping back then when he was coming up through the scene. But we talking about right now, MLW is kind of dead.
I mean, they got some shit, but they ain't got that much.
Well, we're supposed to be talking about AEW, but let's segue real quick because I believe Will Ospreay was doing something with MLW for a minute. How do we feel about the rumor that he might be going to AEW? Because Tony did say he had a big signing, and we still don't know who it is yet.
It's about damn time. Like, what was you waiting on, sir?
Well, supposedly he loved being in New Japan.
Yeah, he do, and then he got injured, so he had to take a step back. If it was up to him, he'd probably stay out there. So there's a certain allure when it comes to New Japan and being a foreign wrestler. So he's British. You got him, or the Americans or the Canadians come over. There's a different celebrity feel to when those guys are big. Like when John Moxley was big over there. Like when those guys are big, they big. Like
yeah, that's the thing. Like I don't really see why people stay there. Like I'm really ready for Jay White to be over here, but I mean, it is what it is. But can you feel the same way? It's about time.
Yeah, I mean, again, I keep telling you. I mean, I don't think the roster needs to grow anymore. Even though, yes, we got 2 shows, we got all types of things going on. I think we need to focus on what we got.
Rampage is going 2 hours.
I don't mind Rampage going 2 hours as long as Dynamite don't go to 3. If they both 2 hours, I'd be okay with that, to be honest. But then they might have to change the time slot because you don't want to start a 2-hour show at 10 o'clock.
Yo, if you guys watch and everyone thinks I'm on coke because I keep on doing this, it's just for some reason whenever I start recording on the laptop, like my nose gets mad sweaty and I get my allergies start going. So
he live in Orlando, not Miami.
Yeah,
because I can see myself, so I'm pretty sure like some people are like, yo, what is up with buddy?
Like PI.
But yeah, I'm just saying. Anywho, so if you come now, well, we'll get there in a minute because let's get to Hangman Page because like I said, we're not gonna act like AEW is perfect.
Oh.
This
might make me sad, to be honest, because I was, especially down in Miami. I'm big down when he came down here and they had that big pop. I love that cowboy shit. That shit. That's one of the best chants going. Besides, everything Chris Jericho does, because that man.
Oh no, the best chant is Jungle Boy.
That's not a chant. That's a sing along. But when you can be in the middle of the show, if Kenny come out and people don't like it, cowboy shit. Like this shit just start going off, and it's like.
The thing is, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna start off. The thing is, because when you think of cowboy shit, what do you think about? You think about like, to me, I get like Stone Cold vibes.
Yeah,
like not giving a fuck, like on some killing everyone type shit, and they have him like mad passive aggressive. Like he's just so laid back. Like I need him to act gangster, and he's just chilling. Like he's got good matches, obviously, but the promos and the way he's been portrayed as a champ, that would be Tony Khan's first. This might be an L right here.
He needs a big feud. That's why.
So you think that's Tony's fault, or you think that's Adam's fault?
Well, Tony's the booker.
But Adam's the one that has to live up to it.
I think if your problem's with the attitude, I'm not sure how far away from it because that's kind of his thing. He's anxious millennial. He's a drinker. All of that. I don't think that's gonna change too much. But a fire feud around a certain subject, depending on what it is, might turn you around on that. Like if he deals with an issue the right way, it'll change how you see. Because in ring, he tells stories. We've seen him against what's buddy name that none of us liked and fucking got Brian Cage. Yeah, we seen him put on a nice match with Brian Cage, and that was right after we was complaining about why is this guy's wife complaining so much when he's not that good. Like I didn't realize this guy was as old as he was at the time. I do now, because I mean he down here coaching some wrestling.
Clear this up again because Kenny gonna put us on fire. I don't have a problem with Brian Cage personally. I just think he wrestles very stiff. That's it.
He wrestled like it's the 80s and they still doing steroids.
Yeah, like he
that got nothing to do with his character. He's stiff.
Like he reminds me of Mason Ryan, and Mason Ryan had a great look. It's just he was big as fuck. Pause.
Remind me of Steve Blackman.
There you go. But Steve Blackman was better though. But anyhow, getting back to Paige, I thought we were gonna get that with Bryan Danielson. I thought that feud was gonna pop him off, but it's just like I don't know. Hey, relax. I don't know.
I know this time. That's new.
Where I was like, y'all was like, kids, damn, what happened to your dog?
Nah, ain't my dog this time.
He grew up this year.
Like, damn, talk about new year, new me.
Now somebody's at the door, so he don't play that, and he's inside. Gatsby, shut up. But what was I saying? Oh, so he needs. It's just the after part. Like they don't do no promos with him. They don't do no really good backstage shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't believe him. Like, he's living that cliche shit that it's better when they're chasing.
That's just certain people. That's how it is. That's why Randy Orton has 10,000 championship rings. But we're not gonna get into that. Would you think it'd be better?
Randall alone.
Y'all know I got a problem with. I have no problem with him as a He grew out of the problems he had as a younger wrestler because we can all talk about how much of a shithouse he was in the locker room. He grew out of that. That's great. A lot of things he tweets actually things that I resonate, but sometimes his wrestling is boring to me. I've said it several times. I love the RKO, but the whole match is built to set up the RKO. All the arm drag, whatever. We don't gotta go into that. That's not important. I ain't gotta beat that. Do you think it'd be better for Page if he goes back with Dark Order? Do you think that would help in your view?
Yes, because it helps the both of them.
No, I think he needs his own stable.
Really? Wait, you said for him to have his own stable? What?
No, he said Dark Order.
But he could lead the Dark Order because of how they're set up. He can't lead any other people on this roster and be believable. It'd be worse than what we got now. Mm-hmm. Who would you believe on this roster would follow him and be like, okay, and you would still like the stable? Anyone who would be willing to follow him in his current iteration, you'd be like, well, why are them two teamed up? I want to see this.
But what if he gets stable and it gets a little edgier?
But then he'd have to get edgier anyway. Then this is not the stable he needs. I'm saying,
look, this is what
turns character around. I don't
Dark Order to me, that foundation was built so nicely with Brody that I can't see them past what that was. Okay.
My bad.
So I can't see him past that. So Paige doesn't come off like that, so it doesn't connect with me. And I can't see them going anywhere else because Brody's presence was so big that it feels like that's what they're supposed to be. Like Malachi should have took that over, but he didn't. So now he has House of Black, which we'll segue into later. But I think that eventually they should just break up and it's a wrap for them.
Well,
you think that Dark Order should break up?
Who do you like in Dark Order as fire?
You know who might join Dark Order? Evil Danhausen from Ring of Honor. He could fit. He'd fit right in with them.
Okay, there you go. I was always wondering if they signed him, like, what would he do? But that makes sense.
But yeah, that's the only thing he could do because he's too funny. He's hilarious. They were a comedic stable before we got Brody, and they became serious, nice heels. And then after that, because Brody died and how it happened, we were like, okay, now we got to keep him babyface. And it seems like it'll be babyface forever, and which might also be a problem for Anna Jay in my opinion because I think Anna Jay turning heel would be fire. But I don't see if she stay with Dark Order. She kind of can because you can't have a heel member in a babyface stable because that'll fuck all that up. And she is in the stable, so I don't know how that's gonna work. But since they're baby faces and they've been tied with Adam Page already, that's why I asked that. I don't think that's what should happen. I just thought maybe one of y'all might think so, and CL seemed to be leaning towards that maybe a little bit. So
yeah, Anna Jay, I do want to see her have a heel turn. I think that would be phenomenal. But I'm not sure how that would work with her being in the Dark Order.
Let's do that, CL. Let's do that. If Paige goes back, let them turn heel. Anna Jay, Paige, let's
So
get
everybody turns heel.
Oh, Paige as a heel might save him because this run is bad.
like this is the page. This is the page that like Paige needs to do like some Monday Night Messiah shit. Like I need his hair up in a bun, like straight up, like because the locks down don't work for me, especially as a heel. I need the hair up in the bun, and I just need to see you be gangster with Anna Jay obviously by your side, and then whoever else you guys pick.
Well, you got Tay Conti, who's technically a part of.
She about to leave.
I mean, it can happen. I can see it
happen. They went from mind your business to I see a picture of them on Twitter every 5 seconds.
He's correct about that, but because of that, Chance is completely off the Tay Conti train. Like he was for both Sammy and Tay. They got together, and the way they got together, he's like, nah, fuck both.
It's the same way I felt about P. Diddy.
Chance not with them at all, bro.
It's the same way I felt about P. Diddy and Jennifer Lopez.
But you still was supporting Bray?
I love Bray.
We dropping bombs.
What's wrong with Bray?
Do you not realize that he left his wife and got with JoJo?
No. That's not what I'm talking about. I don't like that because I like Tay. That's why. I want her to be single.
Oh, okay.
It's not about what happened because what you did was shady. And like I just said, you guys said mind your business, but you've been posting your business.
Yo, that honestly, if we gonna touch on that real quick, the way that it happened, literally they was like mind your business. Then the next day they was like,
what?
Yeah, literally the next day, like.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Every 5 seconds, I see a picture of them.
It was just like, come on, like.
You know what's funny? I don't even follow Sammy, and every time I see his comments on all types of pages now, I'm like, yo, why am I seeing so much Sammy comments? I don't follow this man.
You know why?
Well, I do know why, because I follow Tay Conti, and he comments on all her shit and all the NJ shit because of her being in the pictures. So,
yeah. So I mean, yeah, but okay.
Wow.
Yeah, Adam need to do something. And I feel bad that everyone has to turn heel to pop, but
I don't think everyone does. I just think, I mean, I do personally love heels more than baby faces, but I mean, you can only be a baby face so long. Same way you can only be a heel so long. Like people will start to love you if you were too good of a heel. It happens.
It's just that the face isn't working.
Yeah, and this shit not working. So,
like Riddle as a face, it works.
I think he.
But him as a heel,
we want that, yes. But I'm saying him as a heel, you get it. It's cool. It's working. You're not like, damn, you need to hurry up and do something different.
Well, but that's also because we know Randy's the one who's going to turn heel on Riddle, not the other way around.
I know
they could.
I thought that, but
we already said they should flip it. Riddle should do it.
Yeah, and I think Randy's going to take that to heart, and eventually that will run and be a storyline with them.
And he'll break Rick's record or John Cena's record, whatever the fuck.
I don't know why Tony didn't do it, but I feel like Brian should have won the belt.
I mean, I think you know why they didn't do it. I think because they don't like having like all their stories look parallel, and because Sammy's run got cut short by Cody, which we might need to talk about that because what the fuck, they probably decided we can't do that shit again, so they stuck with the one they decided to do, and I don't get why Cody had that run with the belt that he had at all. So.
Well, supposedly he got hurt or something. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I understand why he didn't keep it. I just don't think the belt needed to be on him to begin with.
So,
but I think is it the whole idea that he can't go for the world championship? Is that why they keep giving him this damn belt? I don't know.
Well, I was wondering if Sammy lost it because of the publicity wasn't as amazing. So maybe that was like a little like you're in the doghouse real quick.
That's really quick.
Because they probably saw the backlash.
So here's my thing. I don't know. It's hard to figure out with Sammy or like what they're doing. I think they wanted to maybe quickly punish him, didn't want to hold it against him, whatever the case may be. But I guess my question, since we did briefly discuss and mention his name, how do y'all feel about all this Cody hate? Because all I see is people like giving him all types of shit, and I just don't know why. I don't understand it.
I don't personally hate Cody.
I mean, I said it too.
I think it's partially his fault because of the way he doesn't believe in baby faces and heels, and he thinks, today I want them to hate and it's gonna work to my benefit, and tomorrow they won't. I think his vision is being fulfilled. Like this is how he sees wrestling, and it's happening. And I don't think it's this. I mean, I do think the hate is a little too much. It's like, yo, y'all, you do it first. At first it started out, Triple H comparisons, which is, well, if you like Triple H, that's not really a bad thing. But then they started going like, this, that, and like then they started talking about his lisp, and he talks about having a black wife too much, and then like it started getting a little personal. It's like, yo, we talking wrestling. What are we doing here? Like, y'all doing too much. Like, so I do think it's too much. Like they hating too much, but it's like I do at the same time think like a lot of it is because he plays up the heel on the days he turns it up to 10. So it's like, oh yeah, y'all really like the faking retirement thing. That rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And I was like, y'all, why y'all acting like y'all professional wrestlers and y'all know? I know a lot of us know what's behind the curtain, but that don't mean you got to act like, it personally offend you that someone pretended to retire. Like, I mean, Malachi Black had kicked his ass at that moment. If he would have decided to retire, stay back scenes, go do, what's the name of the show he did? The show is
The reality show.
Mm-hmm. We know what we're talking about. If you want to go do that, make his bread, and it's on TBS and TNT, it's the same brand, and he keep doing that. I mean, let him do that. I mean, we had John Cena and The Miz on fucking what's the shit? Wipeout. Like that type of stuff happens. Like you just learn to accept it. But when you start looking at, okay, he had a good run this time. He had the Brody. That might have been a 6-star match. I don't know how he only got 5 stars. Him versus Brody, that shit was fire. And then he had his little feud that broke up the Nightmare Factory. Okay, that wasn't too good. I didn't really like it, but it happened. Okay, he went away again, and he had a kid, and then he came back. So it's like he's always gonna be in and around. That's fine. I don't think he should have won the belt. I already said that. But again, the hate is a little. It's unnatural. It's like
it feels extremely personal. Like what you're saying.
I mean, the Bucks get the same hate, but they're heels all the time. Like they've been heels this whole time, basically. So it kind of makes sense. Well, Cody, it's like he's been a babyface for some.
Yeah, Young Bucks, they get theirs is personal too, but
no, sometimes it is. But like, if you don't like people buying shoes, you probably shouldn't be paying them money to make them rich. So,
like, I think it started truthfully when Cody got that damn tattoo. I think from that moment on, everything went left for him. They was just upset. They was mad about the tattoo, and then everything else that transpired after that.
But that's how you can tell it. That's how you can tell it's weird. Like, why you worry about that man's tattoo?
Should I wear my other shirt instead of this one? Wrestling fans are toxic. We know this. Like they're not good in the head. Like so many people act like, like someone takes us out. Oh, the American Dream would never. Dusty Rhodes, you're 25 years old. You've never seen Dusty Rhodes wrestle. What you complaining about? What are you talking about?
They did see it, but they they're only 25, so they only saw it on Peacock. They didn't even see it on.
We might have to jump back on that because they cleaned up a segment they didn't need to clean up.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. The only thing I didn't like about it was when he did that one promo with Bunni, and we don't have to relive it, but he did that one promo with Bunni. It was kind of like maybe he could have not did that. But other than that, I think they just need somebody to hate OD in AEW. And that's who it is.
The aggravation on your face that for 2.5 seconds. It was so quick. As soon as his dog barks, he was like,
because it's like the people know what I'm doing here. Like and they know what that's gonna do. I just don't get it. We gotta just open the door earlier.
Oh man. Nah, but the amount of hate that Cody gets is really unreal.
It's visceral. Like you can feel that shit.
Dustin don't even get that much hate. And he was and this was after all the things that came out after
that's why I made that face.
Right. All that stuff that came out. No one gave him that much heat. They was like, oh, okay, that was a little messed up, that was a little creepy, that was a little weird, and that was that. But Cody, they like, boo this man, we're gonna kill him. Like when we were there and they just showed Cody on the screen. That's all they did. They just showed him on the screen. The amount of boos that was in that crowd, and I was like,
I guarantee you he loved it though.
Yep.
I was so confused because I was looking around like, damn guys, for real? Like it's Cody. Like, why y'all so mad?
And Cody's fire.
Right.
Yeah, what up?
And I don't think that he books himself in a way, or that he gets booked, however that works, that it's too much in your face. I think now that time has gone on and then more wrestlers
even if you say he did, no one's ever been buried by Cody. Like even if you say he did too much, when he had the open challenge, bring out Eddie Kingston coming on the face. That shit was fire, and Eddie Kingston came to stage. Was one of the best additions to AEW that's ever happened. And
if you're a wrestling fan and you know Cody was trying OD hard to get over in WWE, like trying to make everything work from the Stardust to all that shit,
Jesus,
you shouldn't be booing my man. Like he loves what he does. His pops is dusty. Like yo, just relax, B. Like just relax.
Okay, I got a quick question for y'all since you said that. How do you feel about people saying AEW is not for the casual fan? Is you gotta be a pure wrestling fan, or you gotta be an experienced, you gotta know wrestling. All these type of takes I see them on Square Circle on Reddit, I see them on Twitter. People say all the time, if you don't know ball, it's AEW not for you.
I don't believe that.
I do.
Because they have a lot of new faces too, though.
I do. You know why?
Tell me why.
Because when we just had the acquisition the other day on AEW, people were like, "Oh, well, who's he? Oh, why are they making such a big fuss that he's all elite?" Da, 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 da. And I'm looking at the comments, and I'm like, but why y'all upset? Because there's plenty of times where people have joined NXT from the indies. Y'all didn't know who they were from a bucket of paint, and you still supported that person. Why can't AEW do the same? Why can't AEW go ahead and bring someone in from wherever, whatever promotion that they want, and give them that stage to be like, ha, look who we got? Why can't they support their own? Like, that was just the weirdest thing. So I do honestly feel that it's not for everyone. AEW is not for everyone.
So I don't think it's for everyone, but that's all entertainment. I sit on the fence a little bit. Here's my thing with it, right? I think if you are an experienced wrestling fan or you know wrestling, it's more enjoyable. You see little things that you wouldn't notice that as a casual fan you wouldn't know. Like, but as far as like, it's such a variety. There's so much on the show. If you watch, if you give it a genuine chance and all that, bro, there's no reason to be like, oh, this is terrible. I mean, if you genuinely just don't like wrestling, okay, yeah. But as a casual fan, you flick in the channels. It's on fucking TBS for Christ's sake. You live in channels. You're like, okay, what's this? You stop for a minute, you see Cody's entrance or Malachi Black entrance, and you say, oh, this shit kind of interesting. What's going on? Let me take it back. No, stupid. You watch it. Okay, you watch a match. Most times, especially if it's an opening match, it's fire. And then, okay, you watch a backstage segment, which we don't have as much of, but okay, again, I don't see anything that they're doing that takes a strong wrestling brand. Like, you'll know, okay, yes, maybe this goes back to actually those battle royals, maybe, because they've built feuds around battle royals and stuff we might not have seen if you wasn't paying like really attention. Like, they built 2 women feuds around the royal they had, and I was like, well. And thinking about it, though, you don't actually need a strong wrestling brand, because then they went back and pointed out, whoa, this beef is happening because this happened if you didn't see it. So even then, it's like, I don't see why casual wouldn't enjoy if you just scrolling through, you see, okay, you stop by. Like, it depends. I think it depends. Like, you being a wrestling fan helps you, but I'm not saying you got to be one to enjoy
exactly. It. So it's 2-1. See how you lost. Like Killer said, you're right. People want stuff, and then when we get it, they complain about it. That's why you can get one of the shirts that we got. Wrestling Fans Are Toxic. It's going to be in the description box. Go ahead and cop that. But, yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, the Brody King, I expected more, I guess, as a pop.
Yeah, you were there. So, because I got some people that said that it wasn't loud. It seemed loud from the clip that I saw.
Where's Brody King from? There. Anybody know?
Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor?
No. I meant, what part of the country he from? Oh. I know he's on Ring of Honor.
He's from LA.
Have they been Has AEW been on the West Coast?
No, they're going this year. So, fun fact, they haven't been on the West Coast like that, except for when they do, I think, was it All or Nothing, is when they go to Vegas.
Yeah.
Is that the pay-per-view? Whichever one. But this year they're supposed to be more on the West Coast.
Okay.
But being there live, I think there wasn't a pop really for anyone. The crowd wasn't as hyped. they just weren't. It was kind of disappointing in that retrospect because I've been to plenty of shows and I've seen the crowd like going crazy. And I just think, my city was a disappointment this time. I've been in other cities and the crowd has gone ape shit, and Raleigh was a big disappointment. But I was loud, so that matters. I was supporting everyone.
Good job, Raleigh. Way to drop the ball.
See, okay, so that's the other thing. I've been hearing people complaining, not really complaining, but been talking about the empty seats there. And to the point that when I posted a picture from one of the earlier matches. Like it might have been Dark. So obviously Dark, they show that one first for us. So people are still getting in. So there was a lot of empty seats, especially from my angle, because I could see all the way to the back. There's a lot of empty seats. So people on Twitter was like, they took that little part that they saw, and it was a small part, and it was like, oh my God, there's so many empty seats. There's so many empty seats. And I'm looking around and I'm like, I mean, it's not that bad. To me, it didn't feel that bad, especially then once everybody started coming in. There was some empty seats. It wasn't sold out, but I think also because of COVID and just the fact that most people want the section that is going to be closer to the camera. So that's where almost all the people were. And then, yeah, it was a lot of empty seats behind the camera, of course, because you can't.
You know what I don't get? People do it for WWE too, especially ones that love AEW. I don't get why people care so much about empty seats and ratings. Like, why are you so invested in that? Like
ratings, especially. But let me tell you, this happens a lot. Y'all know I'm a big soccer fan. Y'all see my shit hanging up behind me. This happens a lot. Like, if you're not a fan of a team and you're watching a team play, why do you care? Like, oh, their crowd not loud. You're not watching the game for the crowd. I mean, yes, atmosphere helps, but atmosphere isn't caused by size. You put on a good show, a small crowd could sound loud as fuck. If you watch some of them old Ring of Honors or PWG shows are like 30 people in the crowd. This shit is rocking.
Right. Yeah.
Like, number is what you like. Again, if you think the show wasn't top tier, they didn't put the right card together, you didn't see what you wanted to see, power to you. That's okay. But if you say, oh, they didn't pass 1 million when there was nothing else on TV, why didn't it? I don't care. I don't care. That's not what I'm watching this for. I'm watching it to be entertained, which is from atmospheres from the card they're putting on. But people get so wrapped up, especially during the Wednesday Night Wars when they were around. They get so wrapped up. Oh, and NXT should have won this week. Who cares? If NXT was good, if NXT and AEW was good one week, which happened a couple times, those were the weeks. Those are my favorite weeks. Either because I had to flip back and forth, or when the next day when I had to watch them both record back to back, I got more content, more fire content back to back. I didn't have to sit through no boring bullshit. That's what you should care about. What you getting? You shouldn't care about the numbers show.
I don't know if it's just me, but whenever I go to an event, my sections are always lit. So I feel like that makes it 1,000,000 times better, because if you have a dead section, it's gonna be like I could have just stayed home and watched this.
I feel that.
But if your section is actually lit and everybody having fun, then it's cool. Like, I had this one guy that was 2-3 people down from me, and he was like shouting random things to the point that somebody turned around and was like, we would laugh if we were old enough to know what the hell you're talking about. Like, and I was like, damn, because I looked at the guy and he was old as shit. And I was like, that's why no one understands your references, sir. That's why no one's, laughing at you or with you.
I mean, people still got to remember that we're still in like a COVID spike now. You know what I mean? Like, that could be the reason. Like, some people don't want to come because of that. Like, it's like off related, but I had coffee with my mans the other day, and we was chopping it up, whatever. And I hit up my homegirl. I was like, yo, I was trying to see how close we were so we could get coffee. And she's like, I ain't gonna lie, not for nothing. She was like, it's just, since this COVID thing, I was like, I kind of don't really want to go nowhere. She's like, so, nothing against you because, we're cool, and I get it. So not that many people want to be in a building with full of, people right next to them.
I think it does, because we're going to go back to Toxic Wrestling fans. I'm about to just put the shirt and y'all going to see the shirt and not hear me. Because when we went to the show, not the first one, when they had the double header, the second time we went, the guy who sat right in front of us he was just a dick. He was like every time woman came on, he booed. It's not like he gave a chance and it wasn't fire. He like, damn, this sucks. No, if women were on, he was booing. If it was something he didn't like, if it was not convincing, bitch, you at a wrestling show, you know it's not real. You know wrestling. We all know. We've accepted this a long time. He booed if it wasn't the most crisp, snug hits. Like he booed the whole time. Like, why are you leaving your house, paying these people money to make other people not enjoy this shit?
Because we live in a world full of trolls. That's why. Like when I play 2K and I'm on there, I get people in the rec that they ain't playing right, B. Like they're not passing the ball. They're trying to ice you out. They're going backcourt. Like, why do you play the game to troll? I don't understand. Like, what fun do you get from trolling?
Yeah,
But
it's a culture problem.
It's funny because there was a guy that was like that was at our show. He wasn't sitting in my section. He was sitting to the right, like behind the hard cam. And he had said something, and I'm trying to remember who was in the ring at that time. And whoever was in the ring heard him and was like, "Shut up, bitch." And everybody was like, "Oh," because the whole night he just kept going. Now, for a while after that, he shut up for like a good few matches. He definitely was in his feelings after that.
Wow.
I was like, "Yo, that's what you get. That's exactly what you get." But I had a great time. I thought the show was pretty good, especially because that was the first show that I've been to in almost 2 years. So I didn't go in with high expectations. I am disappointed that I didn't get to see a few people, but it's okay because I saw CM Punk. So my night was completed, and Adam Cole was amazing. I did like that little spot that he had with Britt, and she came and was like, "Hold on, I kiss you, not them."
So what do we think is happening with that whole segment?
The mixed match tag.
There's actually another part of that. I want to touch a little bit more on the fact that you see the Young Bucks on one side. They do this on purpose, obviously, because again, it's the little
that's what I'm talking about.
I was putting the Young Bucks on one side and Redragon, whichever. They've had so many fucking tag team names, whichever one you want to use, on the other side, and you got Adam Cole in the middle. And I think it was significant that the first time they showed Britt Baker with them, Britt Baker was on the side with the Bucks. I think that's not by accident because they're AEW guys. She's an AEW girl. She's on there. Like, if it comes down to like Adam Cole having he don't know who to choose, his friends are all arguing, he'll go to his dom, go to his girl. I'm sorry, I'm Haitian. I gotta use Creole every once in a while. My bad. I want to know today. But he go to his girl, be like, "What you think I should do?" She's probably gonna rock with the Bucks from what they're showing us right now. So I think that, and remember, they've already dropped the seeds. The Bucks said they want the belts back, and Redragon said, "Well, we ain't here for no reason. Yeah, Adam Cole our friend, but the belt's on the line. Y'all not gonna get in our way." So that's obviously gonna happen eventually. We always know it's gonna happen. It's gonna be, but I think I keep saying this. Kenny's injury changed a lot of the stories they was gonna tell because it was very clear to me. Obviously, Redragon wasn't there yet, but it was looking like Adam Cole was gonna take Kenny's spot. That's what they were trying to make it sure look like because they were closer to him than Kenny was back in the old days. They was always gonna show stuff like that. But now Kenny injured, they can't do some of that stuff. So now instead of Adam Cole making the Bucks split from Kenny, now it's the Bucks and Redragon going at it, and Adam Cole gonna have to make a decision. Maybe that was always the plan, or maybe they're gonna do both of them.
And don't forget Kevin Owens threw a wrench in that. We thought he was coming.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he pissed me off.
Finn, don't do the same.
I really need to know what happened with Kevin.
Oh, what's everybody's name? Oh my God, what's this guy's name?
AJ?
No, I'm talking about from Undisputed. What's this guy's name? Shit, why can't I remember?
O'Reilly?
Yeah. No, not Kyle O'Reilly.
Oh, Roderick Strong?
Yeah, Roderick Strong.
Yeah.
That I don't know. We don't know what's happening with that because it's looking like he's not renewing his contract, I think. So that might put another, because then the numbers will be off a little bit. So I don't know. We don't. I mean, I think it's gonna happen eventually. We're gonna get there, but as of right now, they planted the seed. They're telling that story slow.
Now, Kelly got a point. Like Kenny, I don't know if it helped the story as much, but Kenny definitely needed to go away for a little bit because he was doing too much. Like, not in a bad way. It's just obviously he was the wrestler of the year. You know what I mean? But he was just doing so much. We didn't want to get tired of him. So the fact that
I feel that.
The fact that he's gone now, he's healing up. When he comes back, that pop is gonna be crazy. And I wouldn't be surprised if he came back during their WrestleMania. What is it, All Out?
Yeah.
What's the face for?
I was doing some research.
Okay.
And,
Let's hear it.
well, no, because I'm like,
Let's hear it.
I was wondering what the hell Finn is. Like, I haven't been watching WWE, but I know he ain't been around. Only to find out this man is in Ireland right now.
Back at the crib, yeah.
So I don't know what's up with that, but I don't know when his contract is set to expire also.
Ain't he married?
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Finn also older than people remember because he was on NXT so long.
That facts. Well, and because he
Finn founded the Bullet Club. People like when people don't know this, I'm like, what? You know the Prince started? That's the Prince shit. He's he was in the but he's the founder of the Bullet Club. It's all on him. So I think he got to come at some point. Finn, please do not disappoint me.
That's because Finn has the baby face of a 20-year-old. So a lot of people forget that he's
like a child. Yeah, he do.
Yeah, that he's like 40. People forget that.
Facts, like literally 40.
Kelly got another point. Kenny needed to leave so Adam could have more of a stake to claim, which would make for a good feud.
Too bad they're not.
He just come back.
That line in the sand. They're not. Adam not sticking that claim like he should be. I wish. I agree. That was why it helps. It would help, but they're not telling us that feud, that strong story that we need them to give to Adam.
I mean, but you know, they're slow burn. They're slow burn.
They do. I'm talking about both Adams, Cole and Paige.
Oh yeah, Paige. I don't know about Paige, but Cole, yes. But
Adam Cole has to be the one to beat Hangman.
Let's talk about them.
Ooh, I still want to be able to take the belt next.
Do we think Finn and AJ are gonna make the leap? AJ look like I really want him to come, but AJ look like he about to retire.
AJ like Shinsuke. They over there for that bread, man.
Yeah, I think Kevin turning down AEW probably set a tone with some people in in WWE that is maybe older in age. At this point, I used to have high hopes of AJ coming over. I don't have those high hopes anymore. I think it's like I might be wrong, but I think Kenny, you've been saying this the whole time that he's gonna peace out with WWE. Like this is it for him.
Never been a wrestler when they say something because they always working. But body language tell another story. He look like he's staying.
Yo, for real. Because why should he go?
I mean, yeah. I mean, if we look at it, again, like I said, we don't need Finn, but it will complete the story. I'd love it. Yeah.
This is why he needs. This is why he needs.
Do we need AJ as much as we need Finn? Do we need AJ like the way we need Finn? I don't think so.
I think he needs to go because obviously there's way more stories to tell. Like I said, you already did everything in Impact. You did everything in WWE.
I would not. I know CL mentioned retirement, but if you told me tomorrow AJ Styles is on Impact, it would not surprise me.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I can see him going there, but what I'm saying is, you've already conquered Impact. You've conquered WWE. What's one more thing to your legacy to leave a stamp on? Like, damn, this man went to 3 different companies and was the man. You know what I mean? Plus, AEW is where? Jacksonville?
Yeah.
My man lives in Atlanta.
Yeah, he a Georgia boy for real.
Let's see. AJ gonna pop up an Impact if WWE and Impact keep working together. You know what? And it would be easy for him too because where's the Good Brothers?
Impact.
So I don't know. It could very much happen. It's just it sucks, in my opinion. You know, from a fan's point of view, because
yeah, you could just watch AJ Styles feud with Omos. Oh, now I made Chaz disappear. Shit. Oh man.
Not him leaving.
No, I think he's feuding with.
Did my man lose to Omos?
On a dark match. They didn't actually put it on TV yet because he had that feud with Grayson Waller, I think his name is.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
When AJ Styles on NXT, when NXT supposed to be first of all going in a new direction, and he literally one of the oldest people on the roster.
They got rid of all the old people to bring
one of the oldest person in the company.
Wait. Did you just say AJ Styles is on NXT?
He don't live there, but he got a few going on.
Because Buddy came from NXT, he was on Raw.
It just came out of nowhere. Buddy calling AJ
random AF for real. Like
that man is ready to retire You go to NXT.
I mean, but he do say he want to put. I mean, I'm always gonna give an older wrestler credit for putting younger talent over, but you still got like if it's not believable, then are you really putting them over? Because we know you just doing this to put them over.
No. Put Ricochet over. Put Ali over.
Ricochet can't be put over no more. We talked about Ricochet.
You got so many people to put over.
Ricochet need to leave.
He's not leaving, bro. It's a wrap for him. Stop trying to bring my hopes up. I already talked about this.
First off, I think he resigned. Second of all, he's there so he can bang everybody that comes to WWE. He good.
We're not bringing up this man again. So I got to hear one more WWE stand say it's because he can't promo. I'm gonna lose my shit because the man was on NXT and he couldn't promote back then.
So let me ask you a question. It's not gonna happen, and maybe it'll be too much clutter. But let's say AEW got a couple more guys, like I believe they still have Tony Nese. If they were to get a Ricochet, if they were to get a Ali, if they had like a cruiserweight show, would you watch it?
Like a show by itself?
Yeah,
like they had before, which failed.
Like the way that I'm talking about AEW.
Oh, my bad.
Like if AEW had like their own like 205, would you watch it, or would you need it to be integrated with everything else?
That's unfair because I watch all their shit, so I would.
No, I'm about to say CL. That's not really saying much. I don't know if it needs its own show because people already. This is gonna give the people more fuel. They already talking about everybody in AEW small, blah blah blah. Like I don't know what the fuck you watching. Lance Archer is fucking gigantic. I don't know what show you're watching, but free Bobby Roode. That is true because that's a waste of talent. My God.
Way.
Oh my God, yes. Send him back to Impact.
But I mean, if they made it a belt, but we already talked about this. Bring that trios belt and then cool it on the belts, man. Cool it on the because remember they tried with they had the little women's tag team tournament, had a little they teased the idea of women's tag teams and then they cooled it, and I think that's what they should do in all these situations. Like you already have all these small things, bro. You might as well just do everything like that. TBS belt, how long it took us to get a second women's belt, and I think it's working out. Hopefully Jay's run continues to be fire. So I think slow burn it, but I think eventually we could get there because we got a lot of wrestlers of that size who fight.
I would like him to do this.
That or a lucha division.
Yo, feel me here. I would like him to do this. Pause. I don't mean for real. Check it out. So, what if? All right. So we got TBS, we got Dynamite, we got Rampage. It's popping. It's gonna get better. What if they are building like a cruiserweight division, like a 205 John, but that they are working on getting a streaming service?
Yeah.
So what if they do it to where they only put that on the streaming service?
No, I don't like when people do that.
Because you know why I have a problem with that? Because they're gonna do what WWE do is, and they're gonna put matches on just for having matches so they can have content.
Yep.
Once you have a streaming service, you gotta fill it. Now you got an obligation. You don't have more shows than Chance do. They're not ready for that yet. They're not on Chance level. They can't do it.
It would be equivalent to WWE giving the women their own night for wrestling.
Well, I mean, the one time they did that, it was by accident. It was the most fire shit ever. So if they do it on purpose, it's gonna fuck up.
Exactly.
They've been talking about Evolution 2 for years. It's not happening, people. Just to let y'all know.
And I was cool with Evolution. Evolution was great.
I can do it again.
But they should wholeheartedly do it again.
Well, they should, but remember, they did it by accident.
They only got 4 women. They only got 4 women.
That's also true. They don't got nobody on the roster. But remember, it was an accident. That's part of the reason why it was fire. If they do it on purpose, they're gonna overproduce and they're gonna fuck it up. That's the thing. Let things happen naturally. When things happen naturally, it's good.
Everybody has an issue with Charlotte, so there's that too.
Shit.
They're just hating on the GOAT.
Now, listen, I have always been a Charlotte supporter, and I love her. But it's one thing when you have an ego in a ring, but then to be just like a nasty person backstage.
How you know? You've been there?
Huh?
You been backstage?
Nah, but you think Toni Storm quit for no reason?
I think she quit because she was getting pies in her face.
Well, Jazz thinks she should have quit. So Jazz thinks she was tried. Which yeah, she was.
The first feud that they put her in was
wait, who was trash?
Toni Storm.
He tried. They tried.
Oh,
we know Toni Storm's fire. The first thing we saw of her was her in the love triangle with Bobby Roode and Rook. Then they saw the backlash of that. Then what happened? Then she got a good feud with Charlotte, but she got pot in her face. So she's probably like, you know what? I'm overworked. Charlotte's a bitch. I'm out.
I think the difference between Toni Storm and everyone else on the roster was when she got tried for the first time. She's like, "Well, that's the only time you're gonna try me. I'm out."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
She's like, fuck that money. I'm good.
mm-hmm.
Like my husband Juice got money. We out.
Yeah, she stood up for herself, and I'm not saying that the other women didn't, but the ones that have, there was some sort of retaliation at some point, and I think if you look at what Toni Storm has been saying, or just any of the women that have spoken out about what's been going on in a locker room to the best of their ability, that has been a general consensus that like there's been some sort of issues. I mean, look at Nia Jax.
I mean, I'm gonna speak for Charlotte. Right?
Here he go.
Listen. When you're the best at something, right? And you feel like there's people that ain't helping you get to where you want to go, and they just dropping the ball. You know what I mean? And they ain't on that level. You know, you feel it's personal. You know what I mean?
So what about Becky?
Well, I don't know what happened to that friendship. There's obviously something there that happened that we don't know. There's something to it. Like maybe I don't know.
From personal experience and just life in general, that's two friends. You know, when you beef with somebody you ain't really fuck with like that, like you never knew, or like y'all doing the same job and y'all it's not, it don't got that flame. JJ says shit all the time, man. He's not like he invented it, but when we talk, that's how we talk. You can't hate someone without loving it. So when it's a friend and stuff like that, that shit is different, and you can see where that stuff unfolded on screen with Becky and Charlotte because again they were friends. And that's not just heat.
Something happened there. So I'm not speaking to them. I'm just saying when you the best of something and you feel like everybody ain't bringing it, like they're just chilling, like they're just dragging their feet, you take it personal, and that's when like you just start telling like look motherfucker, I'm the shit. Step it up. And then some people take it wrong because they ain't ready, and it is what it is.
Everybody can't be Wu-Tang Clan.
Exactly.
Everybody can be. I mean, you got two types of groups. You got NWA, you got Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang kept growing, NWA broke up like a motherfucker. It's that simple. Everyone can't be Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang is an anomaly.
I think Charlotte just feel like nobody's on her level. Nobody's trying to be. Everybody's just getting the check. And that's it. Like, what would you do? Like, let's say you, whatever, like when you do your little twist stuff. Not little. No shame. When you do your twist stuff. I didn't mean to say little. When you do your twist stuff, right? Let's say like you're bringing people on or whatever. But let's say like you bringing the fire content, like you really OD trying, like you got the content, you got the topics, you good to go. And then I just come on the show and like you Chance, you ready? I'm like, yeah, I'm here. So what we got? I don't know, just let's go. Like you're gonna be like, my dude, like I am prepping, like we trying to go somewhere. Like, what are you doing? And I'm just here to record. Let's go.
See, I can see that.
Nobody's on her level, but go ahead. Sorry.
I can see that, but there are people that are as good as her, or have the potential to be better.
The potential, yes, because we haven't seen it.
We haven't seen it because of booking.
Yeah, I'm about to say booking.
Booking keeps booking the same 4 women over and over again. And then the other women that they do have that they're booking, they're burying them.
That's why I act like he don't know because he talked about both of them. The biggest examples of who got potential to be on that level, who will never be booked as good. Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair.
Exactly.
First of all, we 10 years too late for them to be booked as good as Charlotte. That's number one. With a division we keep talking about looking away. Like, what is it? How do you, like that's part of the good thing about Dark, right? If you watch it, which I know everyone don't, but you could see them because they don't. It's not just enhancement talent, right? They also have things where it's like, oh, bam, you beat enhancement. Oh, you beat somebody we know is on the roster who's on Dark a lot. Oh, you beat somebody who's on the main, like was on TV, and then you go back on TV again. Like who you beating? First of all, I don't know the last time besides Braun Breaker when he first started NXT that I've seen an enhancement talent that I didn't recognize on WWE TV. They don't use people who they don't go into a town and be like, oh, who's a wrestler down here, and then put them on TV, get your ass beat, and then hey kid, we might call you in 10 years. They don't do that anymore. I saw that in the beginning of the pandemic. That's the last time I remember seeing that. And actually, that nobody ended up winning the North American title last year on NXT. So he was even a nobody for long because they hired him immediately.
Right.
Like, so it's like,
and then they still release
him before you go face Charlotte again. You can't face Charlotte again because you ain't beat nobody since. You just faced her.
I don't know why Vince will just do what he want to do. Get rid of the women, get rid of the tag team, and get rid of the black people.
First of all, I've already turned off anyway, but I'm damn sure gonna make sure I'm gonna be boycotting at that point. I'm gonna be telling people to turn it off. But yeah, I mean, because Vince is still smart though. Even you could call him all you want, all the things that he don't like. He know that if you take that all off TV, he ain't gonna be making money. So what he gonna do is he gonna put it on TV and make a mockery of it, and then we gonna be stuck watching. Well, not watching.
You know what? My ego wouldn't let me do that.
But you gotta remember, to him, yeah, he got pride in his product, but it's more about the bread than about what the product is.
I could do it, son. If I was Vince, but
remember, Vince don't love wrestling. Vince loves bread. He's never loved wrestling.
I can do it though.
This is true.
Because you love what you do. You have like you didn't rap just to rap.
I gotta die knowing that my man was 90 years old and he still was on top.
But okay, think about this in the rap game. Anybody rapping who don't think they fire? They ain't no. You can tell me. I don't care what you say. Ain't nobody collecting check, even if it's not a big check. Who rapping gonna say yeah, I know I'm trash. No one. They're not gonna do it.
Technically, Waka Flocka said he know he ain't lyrical.
He know he not lyrical, but he know when it comes to putting out what he put out, motherfuckers gonna fuck with it.
But he is fire when he put that party shit up.
Exactly. So he know it's not like he gonna be like, nah, I'm trash. I'm only doing this for a paycheck. First of all, because if you admit that and you actually believe it, you're not gonna be making that bread. Yeah. It's not people believe in things they have where they see passion at, which is why when we could talk about AEW and not having the production value of WWE, I've talked about they don't have those promotion packages that WWE. They can get trash as well. Xia Li's promo package was fire. Like her run is already done, it's already cooked. But before they unveiled her, those 3 packages they put out, and they're like, damn, you almost believe again, even though you've been convinced time and time again not to believe. You almost thought to believe. Like, damn, he might turn it around this time.
What did I just tell you? Cesaro and Mansoor are a tag team.
Man, Cesaro was. Oh yeah, see, I didn't see that. Cesaro was on a pay-per-view last year, and now.
Don't even get me started on Cesaro because they
that's why I tell you I don't believe him, because he was fire. Then they trashed him. Y'all wanted me to believe in him. Then they gave him to Roman. Roman brought him back up. I was believing in him, and then now he's in the tag team with Mansoor.
He's like a top tier jobber, and it is completely messed up. And I love Cesaro because he's a great wrestler. And when they need him to go to the UK to go do stuff for NXT, he's the top guy. But it's just like, it kills me the way that they book him, because Cesaro is amazing. He's amazing.
Everybody watching this on a playback, on the live, watch Cesaro versus Brody Lee on the indie scene. Top tier cage match.
I did see that. Yep.
Motherfucker fire. He was fire, bro. Like, the booking is what it is. Like, I
would have got fired.
If you the boss, nobody could fire you. And
no, I'm talking about if I was a wrestler, I would have got fired by Vince.
Oh yeah, you definitely would have. I told you that several times. I told you I could never work in WWE.
Hey, but you about the job? No, I'm not.
I mean,
job to who?
I mean, again, but that's my point. They shouldn't have to ask you that, because if you're doing that with enhancement talent, and then at least if you're going to lose, you're not getting buried. Now, 50-50 booking does not keep everybody strong the way they believe. I don't know why they think that. Like, somebody's getting buried with 50-50 booking. Somebody is, or both. It's either one or both instead of one or none. Which is how
booking doesn't work, because how do I believe you nice if you lost but then you won? You lost and you won.
Exactly. That's my point. Like, nobody looks strong. It's supposed to keep everyone strong. No, it makes everyone look stupid.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
All facts, no lies.
Hey, so since we talk about streaming service, we mentioned that. Y'all see that they changed the Rock concert on Peacock? They took the whole Rock.
I didn't watch it, but I heard it. Go ahead.
Yeah. They you see the beginning, like if you watch it back now, which I'm not gonna go look for, but I've seen them shortening the video. What you do now is you see Rock come in, they talk a little bit, a tiny bit, then you see Austin. You don't see none of the insults back and forth in the middle at all. It's gone. And that we're not even talking, like that was nowhere near. I mean, they're taking a lot of stuff already, but if we taking this out, they gonna have a lot more cleaning to do, because this is nothing compared to something.
I don't know what you're doing, because I've been on here vouching for you. I said you got some good shows. I don't know why you don't mess with my WWE classics. Come on now.
You could take the blackface out, take the racist stuff out. What you taking out the Rock? What you taking this out for? I don't understand. That's what the idea was.
So what
don't age well. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
What if they took the Rock segment out, but they still got the Vince segment in?
then it definitely be a problem. Because what exactly were you trying to clean up? The Rock saying ass 12 times compared to racism? Then we definitely looking at the wrong shit.
Because if that's the case, you gotta drop the whole Attitude Era.
But I'm saying they've cleaned a lot. If you go back and try to look at it, it's not what you saw.
So you know how many brown penny messages gone?
For real?
They clean it. Yeah, they clean
that
shit.
Is it? Well, I don't know because I don't watch it.
If you live in the UK or if you have a VPN, you can still use a network and watch all that stuff. But even then, the WWE spent a lot of time cleaning that shit up themselves. But Peacock's took it to another level with the cleaning, apparently, because they're taking out the Rock stuff.
Do they have the kiss ass club still?
I'd have to look into that because they scrubbing. They're not telling people they're scrubbing stuff. I'm surprised. Walt Culture found this shit. I'm surprised I don't know how they found it unless Peacock announced it. Because unless you watch this shit,
because they got a whole fucking team.
Yeah, that's true.
Everyone's gonna do certain things.
Yeah, they got a giant squad now. They have big business now. But yeah, like
if you would like to be a part of Wrestling Behind the Curtain, DM me. But go ahead. So, what else was on? What else we want to talk about AEW? How we feel with Britt Baker?
That's my girl.
Is it time for her to let it go? We still going strong?
What are we letting go?
I mean, they gave Jade the belt, and Ruby Soho has lost too many times now. So, who else on the roster going to get the belt?
She won the other day. She won.
Who, Soho?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, I know, but I'm saying she tried for she tried for both belts already.
Well, actually,
good transition. Because
now that I'm thinking about it,
did Ruby lose?
Ruby was only on Dark.
Well, because she lost. Well, she was on
this week
Rampage, and then because she lost on Dynamite last week, so
this week she was only on Dark.
Okay, so let's transition. Did Ruby lose because of the Big Swole incident?
No, I refuse.
I really believe that Ruby was going to win.
No, Jade was unstoppable. I know we might say, her. I think her style is what it is now. So if you like big, well, you don't say big men in this case.
No, I love them.
Like hitting power moves, which I do. I could fuck with a Brock match. A Braun match back in the day, even. Hey, I can fuck with it. You do it right, you book it strong, okay. But obviously, it's gonna run this. You can't go on forever. Which again, no title reign should. So if she loses it. But I don't think Ruby Soho. I like Ruby Soho. I think she's doing great for the company in the women's division. But I don't think I think it was Jade's time. You gotta do it now.
Let me ask you this then, since you guys feel that way. Ruby has obviously said in interviews and said in podcasts that she never won a title, right?
Mm-hmm.
So do you think that's part of her storyline? They're just gonna make you feel like she's never gonna win it, and then she's
finally do
crazy pop.
Yeah, I think so. That'd be dope because they know this is a no-win company. So same reason why some things we like, why we didn't get it then, we didn't get it because you gotta make that shit. What like FTR winning the title, the Lucha titles. Like we would have never called that. But he's like, damn, look at this.
Yo, speaking of Lucha, my man, get well soon, buddy. That shit was crazy.
What I mean?
To my Phoenix.
Yeah.
Oh.
Phoenix is supposed to be, and it's funny, that's supposed to be on GCW like 2 weeks later.
That shit look bad. So get well soon, brother. Was I transitioning to Phoenix Lucha? Damn it, I got lost. Take me somewhere real quick.
I mean, since I mentioned GCW, you said Homicide not who he used to be, so you don't care for the him versus John Moxley. I
mean, I'm probably gonna watch because Moxley's coming back, and he was in rehab, so I love John, so I'll probably check it out. But if you watched Homicide before, recently, he's still cool, but
I haven't seen him recently, so that's why I was taking your word for it.
He just don't really move, obviously, like he used to.
I mean, we saw Juventud Guerrero. We know what happens if you try wrestling after not wrestling for a long time. But I've been trying to watch this New Japan Strong, so I can't catch all the wrestling. So,
damn, what was I gonna say, man?
I thought you would have had it back by now. I tried to buy you time.
No, because then I started really thinking about the John. I started really thinking about the John match.
Oh, okay. So when do y'all think?
Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
See, you were there. Was CM Punk selling, or did he really get hurt?
He better be selling because they can't afford to. It's not gonna have the heat, the steam.
Yeah, like what 8 power bombs? That shit looked like it. He looked like he was hurt.
Nah, that first of all,
I'm sure it hurt, but
that hurt.
He looked like hurt.
It got to the point we was looking at the crowd like, make it stop. And then
Stop shooting. He already dead.
yo, facts. And then to come out of the ring, and then if I remember correctly, he got powerbombed through the table, and I was like, all right. So even if it was just a work, that man's he gonna feel that for at least a solid 3 weeks.
I'm happy AEW not doing what WWE he was doing.
What, a rib fracture?
Huh? No, I didn't mean hitting people too hard in NXT, but that did happen too. I mean, like, I remember when what's the child you don't like name? The younger Mysterio. When after Seth Rollins and them and his back, WWE was so proud to put his bruised back on Instagram and stuff. When first of all, wrestling is supposed to look real and not hurt. That's the benefit of it. I'm glad to be watching people do some really awesome stuff without killing themselves. Actually, like, look like you about to die, but don't actually be anywhere near dying. That's what's so showing actual bleeding when y'all supposed to be, y'all hate bleeding so much, and y'all always talking about AEW bleeding too much. This is still blood. Like, those bruises, that's just skin that didn't break.
It's internal.
Yeah. So same concept, WWE. Just to let y'all know. So the fact that he looked dead, like CM Punk looked like shit. This ain't that shit I was doing over there for a long time.
No,
So,
he looked like legitimately. Like, I'm not getting that. Like, I really thought he wasn't gonna get back in the ring.
Hey man, he saved us some miles by not wrestling.
I feel like that was like extra stalling.
I mean, it did take him a minute to move, but then again, I can't see myself moving too fast after all that either. Like,
I don't care what y'all think of me. If I'm a superstar, if I'm 40 something, I'm not taking no bumps like that. You may get one, but you ain't doing 8.
Hey, Chance, may I remind you how old Jeff Hardy is? May I remind you he did a swanton bomb off a ladder last year? may I remind you that, like, these guys, again, that's that passion.
May I remind you, no shade, Jeff be under a lot of shit to not feel anything.
Hey,
that's
over time.
Hell no,
I can't.
I'll take it about.
So we were talking about Paige. What about this Lance Archer shit?
Him being back, or like?
Well, he attacked Paige.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, like, was he? Because I'm pretty sure I remember right after he lost the New Japan belt, he was still on. He was on another episode of New Japan.
Well, he got hurt.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Was he hurt? That was my question. So
yeah,
he wasn't.
Yeah, he fucked his neck up. Like, somebody did something. It was hard.
So I mean, if we're talking about Paige needing somebody to look strong, I mean, being a big Murder Hawk monster would really help. I already said it. Lance Archer is a presence. I don't think anyone's going to start saying, "Oh, he sucked." Like, even he could eat some losses. He's a giant guy who wrestles strong, and I don't see him ever being champ. So I don't see why not. As far as eating this loss, but it's going to be a big food. Like, Paige going to have to, like, battle through some other people. Lance Archer going to need some lackeys or something, because don't just give me the big match and be like, "Oh, he's as strong as what's going to happen," because then the same problem we've had with the feud so far is going to continue. Like, all we can say is, yeah, he went against Bryan Danielson, but it's like, yeah, that's a person. That's a strong, main character, but it's not saying much.
All right, so let him beat Lance, and then when Miro come back, let Miro beat him. That's what we want.
You want Miro to be champ? Is what you're saying?
Oh yes, I do.
Oh yeah, I want Miro to.
I want Miro to be champ. I'm steadfast on MJF being the next champ.
It's not his time.
Now, he is the past, future, and present of professional wrestling.
I would like to see him win the TNT
until 2024 when he signs to WWE.
Let him get a good run. Let him get a good run with the TNT belt.
He better not. Like, I really hope that that's not the case.
I mean, I think he's a big enough character to actually fucking do it. Like, I would fucking die laughing. This motherfucker actually signed a WWE contract.
But you know what? I think it'll
have to do like a 1 year or something, a 1 day.
1 year.
I think Vince will be all for it until that shit backfires against him, because he's gonna realize that MJF is way too unhinged, and he's gonna be upset, and it's gonna bite him in the butt. Like, not in a bad way. Like, as fans, we'll love it, but I just see it really pissing Vince off, because they don't like. They had issues with that before with different wrestlers, with them being too much.
Yeah.
and it created issues backstage. So I don't know. I can't see that going over too well. If you look at it, it didn't go over too well for Enzo.
Nobody got banned.
What's the difference between? I mean, there's a few, but when we looking on a mic, to a certain extent, what's the difference between Enzo and MJF on a mic?
I think MJF, you know what he is. I think Enzo is just obnoxious.
To some people, MJF is obnoxious.
No, but you know what MJ is. I think Enzo.
We know who Enzo was.
I think Enzo was pushing it on people.
Why? Because he's from Jersey, huh?
I think he's trying to OD.
I think it's more so you feel like that because how it happened. Like Enzo caught fire and then they just wouldn't take him off TV. This is a problem we have all the time with WWE.
Yeah. I feel you.
Right.
What else we got?
You mentioned so you mentioned Rampage becoming 2 hours, right? So do you think Rampage is doing its job in its current state though?
Well, yeah, because it's really quick. Like when they have them, yeah, I think so. I was gonna make it longer, yeah, because when it's over, I'm like, damn, that quick.
Yeah, it makes me want more.
I do think it's its purpose. It's to bridge the gap till you get to the next Dynamite. Like before, it was like I'm not saying it's not the B show because we know it's the B show, but before it was way more of a B show than it is now. Now it's like you can't be like, oh, you don't get no match. You get all types of matches on Rampage. It's not like they're like, oh, we don't want to put this on Dynamite. We'll put it on Rampage. It's just it can't be on Dynamite, so it's on Rampage. You know, so I think it's doing its job. I think it's 2 hours or 1 hour. I mean, if you make it 2 hours, maybe move it up an hour against SmackDown wouldn't kill you. I think personally, but I could be wrong.
So if they make it 2 hours, then they're gonna have to kind of like what you're saying. They're gonna have to change the time to 8 o'clock.
No, that's what I was saying exactly. They're gonna have to 8 or 9, and that's why I said an hour. So get SmackDown a little hour beginning and then both at the same time. Then you finish your night with AEW maybe.
Oh, that's scary.
I mean, nobody's watching SmackDown anyway.
I mean, we not, but those diehard people, boy, they.
Hey, I went I was making a delivery for my job, and I passed by a bar. They had SmackDown on, and I was like, what? I got smacked. First of all, who the fuck watches SmackDown with no sound? So that's dumb. But they was just it had all the basketball, all types of games on everywhere. But SmackDown was on one of the TVs. I was like, oh, it's been a while since I seen that.
They probably had a local like me. I would have been like, yo, just put it on. Just put it on.
I mean, yeah, that happens. I mean, I always ask for whatever game I want to watch on the closest TV if I can. But somebody asks. I mean,
we live in the age now where you can have two things on at once.
That's true.
Because when the Tuesday Wednesday Night Wars was, I had both of them.
That's true. I had AEW on, but
I definitely had AEW.
If for some reason I change the channel because of a commercial or something, and NXT was on fire, had to be fire, then okay, I'll stick around. But usually that ain't happen.
Yo, let me ask another question before we out. When do we think Jericho's retiring?
I'm sorry.
Because he's about to have this thing with Eddie.
Well, define the word retiring, because you mean like just from completely wrestling in ring?
Yeah, because he said it before. I think it was in his book that when he retires, he's not gonna tell anybody. It's just you're just never gonna know it. It's gonna be his last match, and that's it.
I mean, he said it, but I don't believe him because he has one of the biggest egos in the game. So I don't believe he'd actually do that. He needs a fanfare saying, "Oh, that was my last one." I just, bro, the look on his face when me and everyone else in the arena is screaming fucking Fozzy lyrics. Yo, you could tell they do something for him. So I cannot see him actually. I know he said that in the book, but I don't believe that for a second. I think right now he's cooking up again. It's a little bit better, but with that the Men of the Year feud,
because his contract's about to be up.
I was starting to think maybe it's time hang it up, Chief, while you still got that last blaze of glory, because this Men of the Year shit is killing you. But this new feud, hey, I might be eating those words soon, so I don't know.
What do you think, Shio?
I don't know. Like, I don't know if I could see him. I think we'll probably see him retiring from in-ring because it has to happen. I mean, obviously it has to happen. But I think he may take more of a Dustin approach and at least still work with the talent backstage. I mean, Dustin still wrestles, but we don't see him every single week. Maybe he'll take that type of approach, or maybe I don't know. I don't see a big send off for him though. I
don't see him staying in the ring. I see when he's done, he's about to do his Fozzy tours. He's out.
Damn.
It's been a good run.
Just like that.
So what? 2 years?
Les Champions.
2 years. I think he would. Let's see. AEW has been around for what? 2 years now.
I think 3.
It's going on 3.
It's going on 3. So then, yeah, I think enough to give him 5 years with AEW. At least in ring.
You think he retires, ends up in WWE, done, or AEW gone?
That's it.
We can't act like he doesn't have a thing for WWE in his own.
No, I'm not. I don't disagree with you. I'm not laughing at you. It's the face CL made when you said that. She was so fucking disgusted.
Because
you know how he feels about WWE.
Chance, even you saying this shit. This is funny though. I need y'all to understand. Chance, when you watch this shit back, you gonna fucking laugh because you sad just saying this shit, and CL is utterly disgusted. She can't believe you brought it up. She can't believe we didn't end on the note of when he gonna retire. She can't believe you brought that shit up at all. But I do agree with you. He does have that affinity to him. He don't hate him. He still got people over there he love. Him and Vince, big buddies and stuff. So I can see it. I mean, who knows when fucking Vince will go? Jesus Christ, we've had a conversation so many times. But
when is it enough? That's the problem. You're gonna go back to WWE.
Look at him in the ring, and you could kind of say right now, like, when is it enough? Because you can't go like you could before.
This is how I feel.
This is true.
Jericho is a competitor. Obviously, he wants to go down as, I was this, and I made this brand new company be this. But I see Jericho as an athlete. Like, who can I say? Damn. All right, I just do it like Cam Newton. Cam's a Panther, right? That's all we see him as. Then he left. He went wherever he went. He came back as a Panther. You retire where you started.
I mean, that happens a lot, but it don't always happen either, though. I mean, Jordan never retired a bull. I mean, it depends. Like, it's depending on how you see it. Again, I do know he got a big ego, so I do think he's gonna stick around for a while. I mean, he got no reason to quit. He's doing a good job, but at the same time, it's like you have to give up eventually. Hopefully, it's with the letters he currently wearing and not the ones he wore before. Because I don't think we're not gonna see him go out then. Because I'm not turning that shit off for him. No, I'm not turning it off for him. I'm sorry, I love you, Jericho, but no.
I think it's a bigger statement if you retire with AEW than it is if you go back to WWE.
I agree, but even if we both wrong, somebody else disagree, it don't matter. Don't do it.
I mean, would it be, or would it make more sense for him to retire with TNT / TBS, where he kind of originated?
That's true too. Hey, but we got a whole lot of ECW wrestlers. They ain't gonna get to retire on ECW. So hey, that's life. It's okay.
I mean, this is true. But technically, they got absorbed by WWE.
No. We're not gonna give WWE credit for ECW. Long live ECW.
WWE killed ECW.
You know what? You just said something, and I thought I heard something. Which it just triggered this in my mind because I could have swore you just said Ember, so it just made me think about Ember Moon. Where are all these people going that have just been released within the last 6 months? We haven't really seen anybody yet.
We're gonna see them on Dark.
But okay, so Buddy Murphy got quiet.
That's true. The steam slowed down fast on that one.
And this is where we spoke about this before. If you don't get picked up or you don't go somewhere at that time,
well, Ember's still a contract.
Ember, is she?
Yeah, because I saw her tweet something. She says she has a couple more days or something like 30 days, something like that. So she's still on contract.
Yeah, that was like November.
Yeah, because she just recently changed her name and she tweeted it.
All right, so
she needs to be in the women's division, obviously, because it's getting better, but it's still not there.
That finisher, oh my god!
Like I said,
she got to stop getting hurt.
Like besides Ruby and obviously Nyla, like Oh, well, I guess Jay now, but I can't really tell you who I would want to see beat Britt Baker because there's just not that many people there. And I'm like, oh yeah, got to be her, or at least for me, since you're making that face. At least for me.
Okay.
But they need to keep on making that tag team. I mean, that women's division stronger.
They are. You know, for the longest I tried to support them and was like they just need it, but they're getting there. They are honestly getting there to the point that they're creating additional storylines, and that's all that they needed anyway, is that they needed the additional storylines. Not everybody needs a title, we already know that. Not everybody needs to be on camera every single week, but as long as you rotate your women out, create different storylines.
You know what that made me think of? Remember when we talked about, Tony saying officially that he the booker, ain't nobody else got hands in it, no more Bucks, no more Kenny and all that. Remember, Kenny was booking the women's division before. We didn't really talk about how much that change would affect the women's division. And I'm not saying it was already improving at the time, so I don't want to give full credit to Tony Khan, but I think what you're talking about, because we talked about this before about, Tony might be one of the people watching the show. I know he probably got the feelers out because me and CL did talk about it's not just about belts. We'll do some other storylines out there. It's not just about, give them TV time and they just building rankings. Nah, they got to have storylines just like the men do. And I think with Tony taking over and being the head booker, and he's seeing it all across the board, you can see that maybe we just start booking the women like the men, and it worked. So, or he watching the show and he saw me and CL said it and he took it. Tony, I want my money.
You know what though? You bringing up a good point that just reminded me of something. So at the Rally show, everybody kept chanting for Hook, right? Everybody wanted to see Hook come out. And Tony, there was a brief time where either we were switching from Dynamite to Rampage or Dark to, I don't know, we were switching from one show to another. In that transition, he came out, and like he normally does during transitions, I think he normally does, but he came out to talk to everybody, was like, yeah, you guys are doing great. And he's like, I listen to you guys, and I'm going to prove that I listen to you guys. And then we're all standing there like, well, who's about to come out? Because people were also chanting for Moxley too. So everybody's like holding on, like who's about to come out? And then Hook's music drops and he just comes out, he waves to the crowd and everything. And Tony was like, I listen to you guys. If you guys ask for it, I'll do it. And everybody was like, damn, that's great. Like everybody in the section was like, oh man, that's so awesome. See, this is why I fuck with AEW, because this wouldn't happen at any other promotion like that. Like everybody kept chanting for Hook. There was signs and everything. And he was like, hold on, let me go get him. Went and got him, brought him out.
Because I think it's what I told you guys. Like other promotions are business. Like Tony is really a fan. Like it's different when you're a fan.
I told you that's the difference with that passion. You got a passion for what you're doing, the results look different.
Yeah. I believe that. I did pop for Hook. BK said I popped for Hook, not gonna lie.
Yo, for real, because I wasn't expecting him to bring him out. Like,
let's go.
I was not expecting it when his music dropped. I was like, oh shit.
We're here. I told y'all that. Y'all didn't want to believe me. I told y'all Hook was that man.
Yo, he gonna stop taking credit for things we told him. It's crazy.
The same guy that don't watch Dark or anything like that. Yo, I can't wait until he starts watching more and then start seeing like the correlation between what's happening in the Dark and then what's happening on like the main roster. And he's gonna be like, oh man, because I told y'all. And we just gonna be like,
in the words of Roman Reigns, that's beneath me.
Oh, okay. I was so beneath you.
But yeah, I let know people. I'm gonna let y'all do what y'all do. We've been here 2 hours. It's Saturday. People got things to do. I'm about to go eat, like always. We appreciate the people that were here. We're gonna be back because it's the new year. CL's back. We're here. Kenny's here always.
Yes, sir.
Wrestling Behind the Curtain. We're here, fellas. Get some merch. Send in the description box. We out.